I am a child of the Western Ghats. From a very young age, I've been wandering along its lush green slopes, completely captivated by its beauty and the rhythm of its seasons. I delighted in the flowers that would bloom just for 2 weeks in the rains, butterflies of every hue, in countless birds that fill the forest with song in an endless symphony, in the croaking of frogs that would add their own melody, and in thousands of insects and reptiles. I was particularly awestruck by the biodiversity. Predator, prey, scavengers, pollinators, decomposers, all intertwined in an intricate network of interdependence. And often at dawn, when the mists wrap up the hills, it's sheer magic. If this is not heaven, then what is? The Western Ghats are a mountain chain stretching from the Tapi River in the north to Kanyakumari in the south. It's a 1,600 kilometer mountain chain and has one of the richest ecosystems in the world. It cradles 5,000 different varieties of plants, 500 different species of birds, 225 different types of reptiles, 120 different types of mammals. 40% of these species are found only in the Western Ghats and nowhere else in the world. Recognizing this unique richness, UNESCO declared it as a World Heritage Site in 2012. Yet today, the Western Ghats is under attack. Not from an alien invader, but us, the human virus. Deforestation, mining, forest fires, encroachment have rapidly eaten away at it. Conservation International has placed the Western Ghats at number 5 in terms of criticality from among 36 biodiversity hotspots in the world. Our national forest policy says we should have a minimum of 33% forest cover. Yet, in the districts of Western Maharashtra, where the Western Ghats lie, this has fallen to 18.69%. Oops. And even more tragic, today in Nashik district, we have just 7.16% forest cover. So what does this mean? Rising heat, drier summers, less water, crop losses, more flooding in the rains, waterlogging in the fields, even more crop losses, soil erosion, landslides, loss to life and property, shrinking habitats for wildlife, more human-animal conflicts, a fading biodiversity. Our forests are losing color. Our forests are growing silent. Monoculture is fast replacing the vibrant symphony of life. During COVID, I'm sure like many of you, we had time to pause and reflect. And then I realized that the forests hold the heartbeat to water, food, and livelihoods. When forests die, rivers die. And when rivers die, we don't have water security. And if we don't have water security, we don't have nutrition security, no livelihoods. Our lives are in peril. So I had the conviction then that I had to do something about this, no matter how small. I joined hands with my dear friends, the Kulkarnis, who run an NGO called Ra Foundation, who was then doing very impactful work in Palghar. Now, Palghar district is bang on Western Ghats. It rains almost 2,500 mm annually. Yet, come December, people are walking an hour for drinking water. And in April and May, they're walking 5 hours for drinking water. Just imagine 5 hours just for water. Since 2011, Ra Foundation has changed that story. By understanding the demand for water, We have created conservation structures that hold up to 1 billion liters of water annually. 110 villages are now water positive and they have water year round. Water security comes from forest security. So that was the next leap we took. We wanted to bring back the forests themselves, and that's how program Regreen Nation was born. We have a dream to create a green eco corridor on the Western Ghats, linking all the wildlife sanctuaries and national parks. Anyone can dream big, but making the dream a reality needs ground work and really hard. It's not glamorous, but that's the only way transformation takes root. Now we come from corporate backgrounds and we realized this is not a plantation drive. It's not even a conservation project. It has all the ingredients of a startup, except that the motive was not profit, it is regeneration. Our investors were not funders, they were believers. And the local communities were not just beneficiaries, they were custodians. We were building a living enterprise. Like all startups, we had more questions than answers. Where will we get the permission to create this forest from? Where will the saplings come from? Who will plant the saplings? More importantly, who's going to take care of the saplings till the plants are grown up and are independent on their own? How are we going to deal with the government, the tribal department, the forest department, the local communities all at the same time? This was one of the most complex human interactions I had ever navigated. From politicians to government officials, from forest department to tribal department, from funders to farmers to knowledge partners to GIS specialists, our own team. So it was not just about creating a forest. We had to create a forest that will thrive for generations. We had to align all the stakeholders to a single purpose: conservation and ecological restoration on the Western Ghats. We started small as proof of concept. We took a 10-acre barren field. We protected it. We planted 2,500 native indigenous species. And then the grasses started growing. They grew up thick and tall. And with the grasses came the insects. And as the insect population grew, the birds came in. Their droppings containing seeds and breathing life back into the land. The seeds germinated and biodiversity kicked in. This process, where nature rebuilds herself, is called ecological succession. We cleared the area of invasive species. We built fire lines to protect the area from forest fires. We built loose boulder structures along the drainage lines, so the monsoon rains don't just flow away, but recharge the aquifers below. Bit by bit, life returned. And buoyed with this success, we took on the next leap a 100-acre hill called Aditsa Dongar in a small tribal village near Nashik city. We repeated the same process, except that now this time it was scaled 10 times over. The once barren hill began to heal. The first 3 years of any startup are very critical. We are learning and building the foundation at the same time. In India, out of 100 startups, maybe about 10 succeed in a year. The stakes were high. And that's where my 28 years of managerial experience came in truly handy. I got immense support from the founders. Meticulous planning, identifying risks and dependencies, setting clear goals. How many saplings, what species, how many loose boulder structures, what sort of irrigation system. Clear targets, clear success criteria. How will the groundwater recharge? How will soil health improve? How will the biodiversity come back? Impact on the community. We incorporated IT, GIS, and adopted the global biodiversity standards. We had to come to international level. We innovated. We use waste from a nearby mushroom factory as waste. A waste from a mushroom factory as manure. We use vetiver grass that has deep roots to hold the soil and moisture. Tight control of expenses. Leveraging government funds to strengthen and scale CSR contribution. We were learning fast and adapting faster. But processes and technology are not enough. To grow forests, we just don't need to plant trees. We have to create a movement in the hearts of the local communities, where the local communities reclaim their land and want to be a part of nature's story. We create strong leaders and stewardship within the community. So there's a sense of responsibility and, more importantly, a sense of belonging for the forests. Forests are treated as a resource that needs to be protected and nurtured. A heightened awareness of conservation and coexistence with wildlife. Creating livelihoods that are dependent on sale of non-timber forest produce, so that only if the forests grow do the income from the livelihoods grow. We create leaders. They take decisions. They earn livelihoods and pride. When the people see themselves not as beneficiaries but as custodians, do the forests not only survive but thrive. Today, Team Regreen Nation has a small green army of 60 people. 95% of us are from the very villages where ecological restoration is happening. We're conserving 3,000 acres across 13 villages. We've planted 300,000 saplings of native indigenous variety with interesting concepts like sacred groves and biodiversity parks. Our GIS analysis has shown that in the area that we are working in, there's an 81% increase in the vegetated area. This directly impacts the farmers at the foothills in more ways than one. The water in the wells has risen, and the farmers are able to take a second and a third crop. In the recent months, when we had excessive monsoon in Maharashtra, and many farmers suffered losses because of water logging, the farmers in the village of Dari were safe. The forest absorbed all the excess rain. We have more dragonflies and lichens than ever before. These are ecological indicators of pure water and pure air. Wildlife treats our forests as safe spaces, and they treat them as maternity wards where they come and have their babies. Foxes, leopards, hyenas, porcupine, deer, black buck are all making a comeback. And so are thousands of insects, reptiles, and birds. The color and song is slowly but surely returning to the forests. Today, we are present in 6 districts of Maharashtra, aligning seamlessly with Green India Mission. Our goal is to conserve and perform ecological restoration on 50,000 acres in Western Ghats by 2030. Protecting the planet is protecting ourselves. We are not separate from nature, we are nature. We depend on her for everything: water, food, clothing, homes. We cannot be mere bystanders and watch Mother Nature wither away, because that will be the death knell of humankind too. What we now need is collective action. Decades of destruction cannot be handled by one single agency or individual or even a government. Dari has taught me the art of what is possible. There's no limit to what we can achieve if we really want to make a difference. The question is, what kind of difference do we choose to make?